round 3. So, over to John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 4th round of the Coral UK Open, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, and live on ITV Sport as we welcome our 2 players. Here they are then. It's K.Anderson and Rob Cross.
And to talk us through this match, it is Chris Mason and Stuart Pike.
Well, it's been some day, hasn't it? Let's see if Rob Cross and K.Anderson can carry on the style here. Saturday afternoon, day 2 at the UK Open, and Gary Anderson very impressive. Kim Huybrecht's very impressive on the outer boards. We've seen some great performances as well. Rob Cross will be up there as one of the favourites now for sure. And you'll have to see if K.Anderson can challenge. But K.Anderson, we know, on his day, can be prolific. You may remember on ITV Sports last October, Kyle reached the semi-finals at the European Championship. Hit a 9-darter. Won the Auckland Darts Masters last summer. He is some player. And I reckon he could push Rob Cross all the way, as Nathan Aspinall did in the 3rd round yesterday.
Has potential to be a tight affair. We know what K.Anderson's capable of, and we know what Rob Cross is capable of, and he came out of the blocks a little slowly, didn't he, against Nathan? It took him a while to settle. So who knows? Just a little bit more detail on that game we just saw completed on board 4. Robert Owen beating Nathan Rafferty 10-9. Rafferty actually missed 3 match darts in the deciding leg, and Owen took out 92 in 2 darts to win it. So Robert Owen it is who's through to the 5th round draw a little later on. Will he be joined by Rob Cross? A bit of luck you need.
Or K.Anderson? We shall see. That's what we were talking about before, isn't it? You need a bit of luck. A bit of luck along the way.
Kyle just dropped his dart there. He's allowed to retrieve it. It wasn't thrown.
140.
Cross looks absolutely on it.
81.
Great timing, Rob. Thanks for that. Some of the games, really good guys, great company, good to be around.
All
140s. Only 5 throws into the first leg.
60. Rob, you require 140.
Well, this shot is what he took out to win the Worlds, and he went this way. Double 16 for a 140.
108.
It would have been a 12-dart leg. Trouble 17 for ball. Pressure.
Yeah, just in case.
Rob, you require 32.
Unlikely, but just in case.
Double 8. Now then.
24.
Well, 4 missed darts at double.
All on the wire.
An unexpected chance, though, for Kyle. We couldn't take it.
Wow. What a missed opportunity for an early breaker throw.
Game shot in the first leg. Rob Cross, second leg, Kyle to throw first. Game on. $100.
Вирусная угроза была обнаружена.
140.
We'll switch.
Successfully.
134. $24.
Well, that just opens the door a bit, doesn't it, now for Rob Cross? You're just joining us: Ian White, Jermaine Watamina, Christoph Ratajski, Steve West, Robert Owen, John Part, Mervyn King, Chris Doby, all through to the last 16. And on the main stage, we've seen Kim Hybrex and Gary Anderson progress.
It was a wonderful interview of John Part and Ned after his match. Great insight. He said, I often echo, darts is very much like most sports about timing. There's the timing of Cross's first 180 to leave double 16 on the Anderson throw. So he needs treble 18 for double 12, which he missed in the first leg, and misses again.
85. Robbie require 32. Game shot in the second leg. Rob Cross.
So he doubles his lead. Kyle Anderson has missed darts to win both the opening legs. 114 from Cross, but a 104 average now for the world champion, but missed opportunities in both legs for the Australian Kyle Anderson.
76.
Updates
up to date with what's going on elsewhere in the last 32. Michael Smith
134.
on the verge of victory against Ryan Meikle. David Pallett starting well against James Wade. All level.
58.
Bijan Boda and Gerwyn Price. Look at that. Paul Hogan, year in, year out. He qualifies as a Riley's qualifier, and he's 4-1 up against the conqueror of Michael van Gerwen, Jeffrey Deswan. As Paul Hogan go through to the last 16 again of the UK Open.
Deswan has been missed loads of doubles in that one. That was around the boards, not a lot going on around the grounds, but how's your team getting on, Stu? The mighty Everton.
77.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
167.
I shall sulk officially for the rest of the day. Normal state of affairs on a Saturday, I'm afraid.
2-1 down to 10 men.
90.
They've lost 2-1.
Gutted
It's
for
a
you.
big 1 up. No need to lie.
115.
Right, back to the darts, and Rob Cross here looking at 3-0.
Dominating this match. There's early misses from Anderson, proving costly. Double 16 for 3-0. Averaging 100, right in the middle.
Rob Cross, fourth leg, Kyle.
A must-win leg now for Kyle Anderson.
Well, you would feel
He's going to get steamrolled.
He reached the last 16, sorry, the quarterfinals, I should say, of the UK Open 2 years ago. Had a great run, and then had one of those games that you want to forget very quickly. Was whitewashed 10-0. You may remember, by Jelle Klassen in the quarters.
Didn't turn up at all. Last time they played, it was 6-5 to Kyle. A real tight match. Too many loose darts, and that look says it all. Mystified.
81.
Probably been in that practice room, crushing in 180 after 140 after 180.
134. 140.
So 30 points behind the Anderson throw. Been let off, so needs a big score now,
Just
Kyle.
to get a foothold,
Yep.
Chris.
Well, the members of that 10-0 will come flooding back, I can assure you.
Well, this is a foothold.
180.
Could have been very different. 3 darts missed to win the opening leg for Anderson. 1 dart missed to win the second. And the reply from the world champion.
180.
is perfect.
74.
He's at 1, so now has to hit a trouble to get 1 dart at a double.
I didn't even get a dart at the bull from 74, but that's all a result of the pressure that Rob Cross's maximum put on.
Sure is.
Double 16 for 4-0. Let off for the Aussie.
Oh, he's had so many chances in this match, Anderson.
Game shown.
Eventually nails one.
K.Anderson.
Scoreline
Fifth leg
could be
to throw first.
the other way.
Game on.
Hogan averaging over 100
140.
on the outside boards after 8 legs of play against the conqueror of MVG.
60.
Some player in that Paul Hogan.
He just comes alive first week in March. Every year. Like, goes into hibernation
96.
and wakes up for spring, except that it's still the middle of winter here.
Love to find a 180 again here, but not happening. Not a bad second prize. 36 behind plus these. Love to nick a leg against the throw. 7 19s leave 132. 5 leave 170.
133.
Here we go. Some updates.
93.
Michael Smith leading 8-3. Dave Pallett 2-1 up on Wadey.
Look at this, double 6 for Rob Cross.
126.
Tough match for Gerwin Price, 6-5 up. Hogan leading 6-2, and as I said, averaging over 100.
128.
So here we go.
6.
Straight for it, 2 double 2.
Won't worry him down there. Just over the top of that one.
That's a
Game
good
shot on
dart.
the fifth leg.
So,
Cross.
a key breaker throw for Rob Cross means that he is in control here against K.Anderson, the world champion, averaging 101. At the moment, looking good for a place in the last 16 of the UK Open. He leads K.Anderson 4-1. Welcome back to the UK Open, and Michael Smith is just going about business. He is through to the last 16, a comfortable 10-4 win over Ryan Meikle. And is this going to be Michael Smith's first TV major? We shall see, confirming his victory. David Pallett, 4-2 up. James Wade, the only former UK Open champ left in the event. Gerwin Price, 2 away. And Deswan has won back-to-back legs to get within 2 of Paul Hogan.
4-1 up in this one to Rob Cross against K.Anderson. Game so far, more about missed opportunities. Scoreline could be the other way round quite easily. Fabulous visit to leave 24 in the first leg.
It's called to throw first. Game on.
Missed that. Sort of started the ball rolling.
38.
Far too many loose visits against the current world champion, who's averaging 101 and change and looks comfortable doing it.
134.
Anderson some 11 points behind now, 91 average.
134.
Throw behind.
Yeah, 1 dart down. Well, 1 score behind all the time, it seems.
45.
Just forcing everything.
Yeah, he is at the moment.
Not going to get a lot out of this match.
Anderson will head back to Australia in a couple of months to sort out his visa, get that renewed. Of course, you may remember that red tape stopped him from
82.
Yes.
competing in the World Championship of 2017, but
Put him back a bit, that. He had a great year up until that point.
56.
based in the Nottingham area. Corey Cadby there as well, and Cody Harris, the New Zealander.
Not a bad little team, that.
140.
Yeah, to leave a finish after 12. At the moment, you have to say that Kyle Anderson just hasn't got
58.
an answer.
48.
No.
Well, only just, but he does leave the double. Now that's awkward.
16.
Look at this.
Should be back.
Back on 170, Kyle Anderson. He's thrown 15 darts, and it's a perfect example of what we just touched on. He is a throw behind.
45.
He's just getting looser and looser as he's forcing
32.
every visit. So for 5-1, another breaker throw.
Game shown the 6 leg.
2 breaks a throw now.
7th
Rob
leg
Cross,
to throw
all
first.
too easy.
Game on.
No resistance from Kyle Anderson so far. I, for one, like you, John, I thought, Stu, I thought this was going to be a very tight match.
140.
Rob Cross was forced to play really well to see off Nathan Aspinall, wasn't he?
It's pushed hard.
82.
Hasn't been pushed here, but is still playing very well. He's just taken the darts that he performed with yesterday in such style, and he's carried that on here.
140.
So back 140s on throw.
Averaged 9 on 100 in beating Aspinall, averaging 102 here. Kyle Anderson, way off the pace.
Relentless this from Cross. 3 140s, leave 81 after 9. Probably looking at winning 10-1, 10-2 in this one.
81.
Very, very comfortable.
81.
6 darts, 81. Treble 10. 20 for double 16.
49.
All too easy.
$98. Rob, you require 32. Game shot.
6-1, and it's a procession, isn't it?
8th leg call to throw
Very,
first.
very
Game on.
easy for the world champion.
$100.
Just to update you on the other boards, coming to the conclusion of some games. James Wade has got back to 4 apiece. He was 4-2 down. Gerwyn Price, last year's UK Open Finals runner-up, is through to the last 16.
140.
Duzwan hanging on in there against Paul Hogan. Still to come here on the main board.
98.
Corey Cadby against Martin Schindler, and then we'll have the draw live for you for the last 16 of the UK
55.
Open Finals. You doing that again?
Presume so. Just been confirmed, I am.
57.
Myself and Mr. Deller. And this could be...
94.
That was 2 visits and only 1 treble. Very fortunate that Rob Cross has not had an amazing leg by his standards, but fancied him a couple of these. Another one of those, and he's in big trouble.
133.
112 has to go.
112.
Still averaging 101, Rob Cross. 10 points behind Kyle Anderson. Oh, dearie me. He didn't just miss the single 20, he was a
I think he might have been caught in
32.
two minds there. I think he changed his mind. Shall I risk the 20? And it was sat up, so it wasn't worth risking. Treble 19. We know we can hit those. Oh, a deep sigh of relief from K.Anderson if he manages to convert.
Game shot.
Well, he does. Only a second leg for K.Anderson, but he still has it all to do.
Game on.
Rob Cross 6-2 up and cruising, it would appear.
Yeah, he's just playing within himself. He knows he's very comfortable. Averaging 102.
85.
Pretty much treating this as a practice routine. A practice match, should I say. Very, very comfortable.
Yeah, giving Russ Bray an opportunity to clear his throat.
93. $57.
Still in
So much
total charge.
Yeah. And that's what's, you know, meaning that he can play so relaxed. He's got so much of a cushion between himself and Kyle at the moment. 6 starts at this. So 100 left. Treble 20 will leave tops.
44.
He's giving himself a chance. He's just got to
Rob, you require 80.
keep everything crossed and hope Cross misses.
Double 10.
What a first start.
Well, that's a huge blow for K.Anderson. Must have thought he had a decent chance there, but snuffed out with 2 brilliantly thrown darts. David Pallett ahead again. Jeffrey Deswan. And as Rob Cross replies with the maximum. Deswan beat Michael van Gerwen, but he can't beat Paul Hogan, it seems.
60.
And that's been the problem for Anderson. Every time he's had a really good visit, it's been backed up by Cross.
Cross has just been exceptional today.
60.
Says it all, doesn't it? Big gulf.
170. $135.
Carl, we require 170.
Well, this would help, but
2 treble 19s will leave double 18.
96.
4 19s ball then for Cross.
26.
Trademark these big finishes.
6 19s, double 6. There's 3 of them. And it is the bull for Cross.
101.
Went treble 18, double 10 last time, K.Anderson, and made an absolute mess of it. 16 then for tops for 7-3.
Game shown in the 10th leg.
Well, he's hanging on in there, but he's still got a lot of work to do. Averaging 103, the champion of the world, Rob Cross, at the moment. It appears to me he's cruising into the last 16. He needs 3 more legs. He leads K.Anderson 7-3. We're not far away from the draw for the last 16, and Gerwin Price, last year's runner-up, will be there. There was a bit of angst during the match with Dirk van Rijsenbode, but it's Price who wins. And Deswan was 9-5 down against Paul Hogan. He's won 3 on Michael van Gerwen. James Wade has a lot of work to do against David Pallett. Wade, the only former UK Open champion. But we've got some news coming in. It seems that Crocodile Paul Hogan here has won, and he has. Deswan beat Michael Van Gerwen, but he can't beat Paul Hogan. UK Open equals Paul Hogan. Again, he's in the last 16, confirming a 10-8 win. Well, would you believe it? Paul Hogan, yet again, the last Riley's qualifier still standing, and Paul Hogan's still winning. What is it with Paul Hogan?
Average 98 in that tournament. That was a long one.
77.
Well, apparently as well, just getting information from Richard Ashdown, our scout over on the outer boards, to say that Jeffrey Deswan missed 2 darts at doubles to force a deciding leg.
100.
A few more of those, Kyle.
We'll have to switch, surely. We didn't.
Wow.
That was brave.
Well, that was a gamble. It was a gamble worth paying.
No,
that was hanging in by a thread.
He does use these really aggressive grip points. And as you can see, well, you can just about see the rings in them, hence why the board is looking a little worse for wear.
Well, perhaps he decided that after going 7-3 down just to forget about it, gung-ho, and that's what he's doing.
We see it so often, don't we, Stu? When a player is trailing, they tend to, the shackles come off and they tend to throw with a lot more freedom. Well, the 60's blocked. May go 51, then 10.
81.
Tops, yeah. Good board management. He's been reliable up there so far on tops. May stay there. Yeah, leaves 130.
Kyle will require 40.
For a break of throw, reduce the deficit.
Game shot in the 11th leg
to just 3.
K.Anderson, 12th leg Kyle.
Well, he's doubled his money there, hasn't he? Back-to-back legs. $7-4.
100.
It could really be a scoreline. Could be the other way around if he'd have hit those doubles early on in the match. Would have had a totally different 57. Look to it.
Yeah, and Cross just losing the range a little bit as well since the second break. Update coming in from the outer board. David Pallett leading James Wade 7-5. It's 8-5 to Pallett. If Wade loses, there will be a new name on the UK Open trophy.
Could have a new first-time major winner. It was nice. We had one last year with Daryl Gurney. This year with Rob Cross.
Peter Wright, of course, here 12 months ago.
Yeah, that was his first major.
And another maximum.
93.
8 maximums in this match so far, 4 apiece.
Different match since the break, Chris.
Yes.
He led 7-2, Rob Cross. Is it going to be 3 legs on the spin
68
for the Aussie?
$43. Kyle will require 60.
Oh.
30.
But Cross still back on 208.
So that last 16 draw, we know we have Paul Hogan,
56. Kyle will require 30.
Tamina, Ian White, Gerwin Price, Ratajski, Steve West, Robert Owen, my old mate John Park, Michael Smith, Merv King, Chris Dobie, Kim Ibritz, and either Dave Pallett, James Wade, Rob Cross, or Kyle Anderson.
3 legs on the spin here for Anderson. 3 in the bed. And that little red bit for Rob Cross as K.Anderson here looks to follow up. Back-to-back 180s. 5 apiece now. Good game this now. Anderson all of a sudden believes 7-2 down that he's back in this.
We have seen it from time to time with Rob Cross. He can switch off.
David Pallett is 1 leg away for another big upset here at the UK Open Finals. He leads James Wade 9-5.
Pallett's gone missing, hasn't he? He was another one that looked full of potential.
100.
And then I suppose later on, again, I mean, Chris Mason will influence the result because the draw will be all important.
60.
Absolutely. All my fault.
121.
Always your fault.
Everything else is.
If it isn't your fault, it's always your fault. Double 18 then for a 1-2-1.
85. Kyle will require 161.
Yeah, Chris Mason and Alan Warrener will be doing the 5th round draw a little later on. After the Corey Cadby, Martin Schindler
65.
match here on the main
Robbie
stage.
require 36.
Wonder if we'll get former world #1 and Chris Mason doing the draw.
Double 9. Now this is a big dart.
Oh,
Huge.
14.
This 96 goes.
Kyle will require 96.
Be another break of throw.
Oh, he's gone for 2 double 19s. K.Anderson, sensational finish! Unbelievable dart. 7-6. He's right back in it. Wow.
14 leg Kyle to throw first.
One of the shots of the weekend from the Aussie.
Somehow, this match has ended up back on throw. The 6th 180 for K.Anderson. He believes.
100. 66.
Oh, unlucky. Great 66.
Talk about David Pallett, 9-6 up now on James Wade. Lost his tour card at the end of last year and didn't win it back.
40.
Here he is, on the verge of a place in the last 16 of the UK Open.
99.
Looks pretty home and hosed. He just wants 90 to get through. This is more like it, Rob Cross.
140. Carl will require 156.
What a comeback. 4 legs on the spin. 7-2 down.
42.
Again,
Wow.
indecisive.
Yeah.
Got caught twixt in between there and
121.
a bag of nails. So 11 ball. Treble 11 leaves double 14. Back time we had a 10 plus finish from Rob Cross.
Classy finish, classy finish. Now, big news coming in from board 4 because David Pallett, averaging 98, has beaten James Wade by 10 legs to 6, and that means that there will be a new winner of the UK Open tomorrow here in Minehead. A new name on the trophy. Wade is out. A new UK Open champion will be crowned here in Minehead on Sunday night.
Let's hope it's John Parrott. What a story that would be.
180.
12 in the match, 6 apiece.
85. 65. 180. Robbie require 100.
K.Anderson has hit a 180 in each of the last 6 legs. 6 180s in 6 legs, but it may not count for anything here.
Well, it's developed into the game we expected.
60. Robbie requires 16.
Let's go within 1. 2 8s. Oh, thought it was in. He was walking.
Well, he can walk now. And he has steadied the ship, Rob Cross. Kyle got back to within 1 leg.
And even
Rob
at that
Cross
time,
now needs 1 leg.
and even in that time, there was no panic from Rob Cross. There was no negative body language. He just remained focused. Got his eyes on the prize.
140.
Averaging 100. 95.31 for Kyle Anderson.
60.
Just had too many loose visits. Too often indecision.
134.
But in spots has had his moments.
He's maintaining that average of 100 as well.
Yep.
97.
Giving it a real go, Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, I rate
Fair
him
play,
highly.
but it took him too much time to wake up to the task, didn't it?
38. $95.
Cross will be thinking 6 darts.
Yeah, 6 darts away from a place in the last 16.
60. Kyle will require 109.
Oh, a little bit of relief for Kyle. So 12 tops for 9-7.
Game started at 16th leg. Kyle Anderson, 17th leg. Rob to throw first. Game on.
Well, Cross led 7-2. And Kyle Anderson has given it a real go.
Well, he's never quit, has he?
97.
We've seen it off a few players that almost just wave it off. Dug in there.
140.
Left absolutely nothing in the practice room. 7 180s, 13 140s. Here's an interesting stat. 19 scores of a ton or more. Make that 20 for Cross, only 9 for Kyle. So that's one area that he needs to find just a bit of improvement. There are too many visits where he's hit those 40 odds, and that's been costly. That's what's put him that throw behind, which we focused on early in the match.
We'll switch.
139.
Wow. Just to remind Rob Cross, he's still here. Treble 20 would leave the bull. So Kyle will get a shot at 140 here.
Big ask.
Kyle will require
I wonder if he will go the 54 route. Nope.
$82. Robbie requires 72.
Well, for the match. But Kyle Anderson is waiting, hoping.
There's pressure on this.
So double 16 to go through to the last 16.
56.
Nowhere near.
Kyle will
What an
require
opportunity
58.
this is for Kyle Anderson. Break of throw. Go within 1 leg.
To stay in it.
38. Robbie requires 16.
Great opportunity. He'd given himself the chance,
Overthought it,
hadn't
didn't he?
Game.
And there it is. Well, he was made to work for it again, Rob Cross. but he is a winner. K.Anderson was 7-2 down. The Aussie put up a valiant show, hitting 8 180s in 8 legs, but it wasn't enough. Rob Cross holding his nerve to produce some great darts at an average of nearly 99, but it is the world champion who is through to the last 16. He's beaten K.Anderson 10-7.
So Rob Cross is still on track for his maiden UK Open title, potentially 10-7 the scoreline against the Aussie K.Anderson, averaging 98 this afternoon, also 98 for the tournament, by the way. Kyle 95, checkout percentage 41 for Kyle, 33 for Rob, but the only thing that really matters is that he put away 10 of his 30 double attempts. What do you make of it, Was?
Yeah, it wasn't spectacular, but solid, if that's the best thing to say. He hasn't hit sort of full gear, but he's winning matches relatively comfortably, getting in front early on, looks pretty good, but just not playing at the top of his game, but he's still winning the matches, which is the main thing.
OK, you can stop slagging Rob Cross off now because he's just arrived to join us live on ITV4. I tell you what, the things do come a little bit closer, would you? Despite what he's just been saying. No, joking aside. He was just saying what a solid performance that was from you. How would you describe it?
It was steady. I missed a few doubles again. Not great, I have to admit. But I don't know, I feel I'm playing really well at the minute, and it will spark. It will definitely come. It's weird without the crowd this weekend.
Is it? How is that affecting you, do you think?
I
You and the other players?
It's weird because we play on the Pro Tours, and obviously we have the cameras, but it's just, you knowing it's a TV, you
I think it's because it's a TV event. I think that's the difference. So the Pro Tour is week in, week out, where it's the spit and sawdust of the sort of tournaments, but this is just different because it's a TV tournament.
Yeah, I would say that in a way, though, it doesn't matter. You still come here to win, and whatever it is, you've got to deal with it and still got to do your job. So,
does it have anything at all to do with your concentration levels? This is you finishing off the job, by the way, with your double eight.
I'm so lucky that I never got a deflection.
Yeah, does it affect you at all? Because we were talking about MVG going out yesterday to Jeffrey Deswan. Would that have happened on the main stage with a few thousand fans in there, taking nothing away from him?
I think the quiet probably helped Jeffrey, but Jeffrey played fantastic. Obviously, Michael wasn't on maybe through the crowd, but it starts. We all lose and we all win, so Michael's won too much.
Yeah, he has. Well, you and the likes of Peter Wright have been saying you're all aiming for number one, and certainly in this tournament it's your chance to go a little bit further. But just looking at the bigger picture of your form, we know that you simply didn't get any chance to practice right at the start of the year for obvious reasons. You're too busy on the sofa this morning and loose women. Or did you go on loose women?
No, never.
Not yet.
Hopefully not.
That was your aim, isn't it? We'll sort that out for you.
Life ambition.
I remember you messaging me. It was about 3 or 4 days after the World Championships, wasn't it? And I've just got home.
Just got home. Yeah, forgot what it looks like.
Yeah, and did you learn something about yourself there? Did you realise that you are one of these players that does need to have that rhythm of practicing rather than being able to just pick it up after a few days?
Yeah, definitely, because you get these rhythms and you get sort of a routine, and when the routine was broken I didn't realise how much it was going to affect me, obviously, until I played.
I think the results you had at the start of the season show that to you as well, and to be fair to him, he got straight back on the board and has got back into the rhythm again, so
I'm back to normal. Don't get me wrong, I still feel I'm 100%. I'm playing lovely on the practice board now. Something what at the start of the year I was practicing, I wasn't the same either, so it's coming. I only get stronger as the year goes on now.
And it's such a long season though, isn't it? Such a long season.
Yeah.
I mean,
does it ever stop really? You just carry on and carry on.
I forgot what a family looks like.
Exactly. You got three. You remember you got 3 children?
Yeah,
you remember?
I think so.
Do you sometimes
I can't remember.
Yeah, you remember the names, dates of birth, wedding anniversary.
Well, I miss every day of birth, I think, every birthday this year, I think. So,
but how are you finding that? The fact that it's hard work, God, it's a privilege, and you're doing so well, of course, but is it difficult to live like that?
It motivates me, actually, because I do it for them anyway. Their benefit. If I do well, obviously, financially, to give them a better life, that's what it's all about. It's not about me, really. Yeah, I will suffer, but at the same time, like I said, it was for them, so it cushions the blow a little bit. I do anything for them. And that's the way it is.
The rewards are so good, that's what people have got to remember. And he's earning earning some good money now, but he's getting a good name in the game in such a short space of time. And that's what everybody else is striving to do.
Yeah, 70 grand up for grabs here, plus another 35, little cheeky 9-darter. All adds up, doesn't
How
it?
much? 35?
You could do 35 for a 9-darter here.
I better pull my socks up and start hitting
Come here,
doubles.
come here, Mum.
That's perked you up a bit, hasn't it?
It's all right. I'm not so limber now.
Well, congratulations anyway,
Thank
well
you.
done, and we'll look forward to seeing who this man, or Chris Mason, picks out for you in the next round in a little while after the last game. Cheers, Rob.
It's all
blame-
good. Thank
you
you
can
very
blame me
much.
Yeah, exactly. Blame him. Cheers anyway.
Thank you.
So much, Rob. Now, we know that there is definitely going to be a new name on the UK Open Trophy, whether it's this man or somebody else. Could be John Part, for goodness sake. He's still going as well. The last remaining former champion is out. It's James Wade. He's lost 10-6 to David Pallett. And David's been talking to Ned.
David, many congratulations. That's a big scalp, and it has the knock-on effect of he was the last UK Open champion to be knocked out of this tournament. So there's going to be a new name on the cup.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Wade's a cracking player. Respect Wade. Obviously, grown up watching Wade. He's a great player, but it was a tough game. I didn't think it was as good as the averages showed there, but no, I'm very happy with the win.
I bet you are, because you've been over recent years super consistent in this tournament to a point. You know, it's been last 32, and now you're one round further than you've ever been.
Yeah, I think the last 4 years, I think I've drawn Barney, Taylor, Anderson, Price, and then Wade. So it's been tough draws in the last 32, but now I'm happy to get through that one. It's a tough game.
Well, as I just alluded to, you've knocked out a former champion, and there have been so many big names departing the scene. So there's going to be belief flooding through the draw, isn't there? That any one of you on your day can go a long way into this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, everyone that's still in is obviously capable of winning it. I mean, you saw what happened yesterday with Michael van Gerwen. I mean, everyone would have put their money on him to win it, sort of thing. So he's gone out, and everyone's rubbing their hands together, thinking, you know, what could happen like. So you just got to enjoy it and keep going and see what happens.
Oh, well done, David Pallett. Fantastic from him. Now we are on to our final fourth round game on the main stage, and it is a battle between two of the biggest young talents in the game. Martin Schindler, he had an epic journey down to Minehead from Germany yesterday by Gatwick Airport. He had to get a taxi from there, which probably cost him a few bob, so he could probably do with winning another round. Well worth the trip, though, as he beat Ryan Harrington to book his spot in round 4, and he takes on the young Australian Corey Cadby, who was just too good for Michael Rastovitz last night.